All right, we are live. Hello, everyone. Good evening and a warm welcome to all at MUFC Red Devils NCR. I have Amit Bhai with me after a long time. It's been a minute, Amit Bhai. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. And warm welcome to you as we begin our new season. New season meaning new optimistic expectations for our side as far as club football is going on with United signing Mason Mount and hopefully a few other signings that can come in. But that is not the reason we are here. The reason we are here is an entirely different ball game, and that is FPL. So, as we all know, guys, that the FPL game has officially gone live last night. We've been waiting for it for quite some time. It took a while. It took 2 hours before it officially went live, but it was worth the wait. We got to see what exactly was the game, the pricing of all the different players, and while most of them have not yet prepared a draft, there must have been some who have prepared a draft. Before we get into the FPL segment, would like to know, Ilvai, just in brief, how was your season last year? What was your total score, and what was your rank in last season's FPL? You're on mute, Ilvai.
Sorry. Yeah. So I was saying that my rank total score was around 2500 plus. So not a good one, I would say, but still, it was a decent one. And my rank was 1.24 lakhs. So which was pretty much top 1%, I would say, because as per the FPL email. But yes, there were few decisions which didn't go well and go against my team. Few punts which I took, which was not there. So, but overall, a decent one. I would say. I would say that I am not much happy with my points. It was increased from the last seasons. So a gradual increase every year. I am taking my team to. So this year, hopefully 2600 plus and inside 50K.
Hopefully. Well, I started, as you know, my game week, my FPL season started out on a roll. For the first 25, 26 game weeks, I was on top. Every decision that I was taking was going correct. All my players were giving me points. All my captains were firing. But then after the 26th game week, everything went down, and I finished with an eventual total score of 2,467, which on a personal front for me is my highest scoring FPL season ever since I started playing the game. But as far as the overall ranking is concerned, I finished around somewhere around 200k, which is not bad considering the season I had before this. But I could have done certain things better from especially the last game weeks were concerned. I made a few mistakes, but hopefully this year it's a stepping stone. I hopefully make sure that I perform somewhere around the same score line. If I get a similar score, then I think I would be good. My focus is not exactly on the rankings. If my FPL points are good, then obviously the rank will come automatically. But so it was very exciting for me. I got to know a lot of techniques and tactics as to how to approach the game from different people. I kept on seeing your tweets as well on your Twitter handle. So for people who do not know, Amit Bhai has a Twitter account which goes by FPL for Noobs. So if you do want FPL advice apart from the videos which we will be putting out during the course of the entire Premier League season, do follow his Twitter account. That's FPL for Noobs. So you can go ahead and give that a look. He updates it on a regular week basis, daily, weekly, with the price rises, with the price falls. So if you do want any updates that you missed out on, do go ahead and check his Twitter page out. So now that everything is out of the way, Amit Bhai, let us get right into it. So there are very few surprises in this year's price reveals as far as FPL is concerned. I mean, we all knew after the end of the season that Haaland was going to be priced higher than what he was this year. Then the likes of Kane, the likes of Salah, all of these. So Haaland 14 million, not a surprise.
Nope.
Kane 12.5 million. I'm slightly surprised with the season that he had. Salah 12.5 million, big surprise. Apart from that, we have KDB at 10.5 if I'm not wrong. That's 10.5, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Then there is Son and Rashford at 9 million, Bruno at 8.5, Saka at 8.5, Odegaard at 8.5. Uh, Another big surprise was Trent Alexander-Arnold becoming the first ever defender to have that 8 million price mark. And Haaland, first of all, let's talk about Haaland. Haaland is now, I think, only the fourth player to
Yes.
reach the 14 million mark in FPL history, with the other three being Cristiano Ronaldo, Robin van Persie, and Thierry Henry. Do you think it's justified? I think surely yes, it was because of the season he had. I think the 14 million price tag is justified. What are your thoughts on Haaland being
I
priced
agree.
14?
He had a phenomenal first season in the Premier League and for Manchester City, and that's why they are treble winners. And his price was justified. He was started with 11.5 and he reached till 20.8, I guess, maximum last season. So when he is getting to 12.8, 13, so definitely his price would have increased by one. So and the FPL works by the logic of point 0.5 or 1. That doesn't work by the logic of point 0.6, point 0.7. So his price was definitely going to be 14. That was pretty much evident. But yes, couple of surprises like you mentioned for Salah. I wouldn't thought that he would be last season. He was 13, but he still underperformed as per its standards and the Liverpool standards. So his price would have been 11.5 to 12. But again, FPL must have thought something. And similarly for Kane, after his outstanding season, he was 11, I guess, at the start, and his price is also 12.5. So pretty much, and next one surprising for the defender was that again Trent Alexander Arnold, 8 million again. I would say with not the best of the seasons he had last season, and still at 8, his price increased. He would have been decreased to 7, but I guess they wanted one midfielder to be at the highest price point, so that's why Trent is always at the top. Other than that, I was little shocked with the Bruno's pricing. He's United's number one playmaker, I would say, number one player in terms of playmaking. Also, he's on the pens, so his price must have been 9, exactly the same as the Rashford, because Rashford justified his price increase. But yes, Bruno's price drop of 1.5 was, I wouldn't suggest it was a great one. He should have been at 9. Similarly, Saka also, last season he was 8. Again, he would have been 9. But yes, this is how FPL works. KDB 10.5 dropped again 1.5 points. So his price point is almost correct. I got 10.5 is correct, as he will be also under the Pep rule, and only Haaland and Peterson are the safest options as of now for the Pep's team.
So, speaking about the striker issue, so we know that Haaland and Kane are the premium strikers. But if you
Yes.
have a look at the rest of the strikers, I don't think there is any other striker who's crossing the 8 million mark. I
Yeah.
don't think there are. I think Wilson is 8, and Ivan Tony is another one who's at the 8 million mark. I don't
Jesus
see
is 8.
anyone else. Who
Jesus
is?
8. Jesus and Watkins.
Gabriel
Yeah,
Jesus and Ollie Watkins, yeah.
exactly. These.
So these are a few strikers who are on the 8 million price. But apart from that, you see the likes of Darwin Nunez is 7.5. Then there's Nkunku, Chelsea's new signing, who's 7.5. Isak is 7.5. Mitrovic 7.5. So I think it becomes very important to pick your third striker wisely, because I'm pretty sure a lot of them will either have Haaland or Kane, one
True.
striker, and there will be some FPL managers would like to take that element of risk and add both Haaland and Kane into their sides, which will not be a surprise come the first game week of the season. Especially considering that I think Spurs have a pretty forgiving first fixture, which is I think Brentford. So overall, I think that would be a big problem. So what would be how? I know it's way too early to ask, but how would you approach the striker situation? Because for me, I'm definitely going to have Haaland in my side, and then it comes down to the other two striker slots, which you have to pick very carefully. So, how are you going to address this striker situation? Because Jehan in the stream, Jehan, first of all, a warm welcome to you. Jehan says that for those who are thinking to have Harry Kane, he believes that Harry Kane might not stay in the Premier League at the start of the season, before the season starts. So his hint is to choose wisely. So, what are your thoughts on that particular situation? Because this is
So
one way to definitely look
yeah,
at it.
I agree that Harry Kane might not stay because of all the rumors and the news coming out that Bayern is increasingly after Kane now. They are offering the price also. They are agreeing the personal terms with Kane. But yes, that's a different situation. But last season also, I guess mostly people only had Haaland or Kane in their strikers. They didn't have both, and also it gradually dropped from Kane to Haaland. It increased to Kane to Haaland because Haaland was scoring hat tricks at the start of the season, but Kane was consistent. He was scoring a goal almost every game. But at the end of the season, because of the Pep Rule and also the minutes issue with the Haaland, it was only Kane was around, I guess, few points, very less points behind Haaland at the end of the season. So overall, if you see, it's like they were not much different. But yes, at the start, Haaland was too much ahead of Kane, so everyone was moving to Haaland instead of Kane. And 90 to this time also, I was checking the stats. So there was 83% people have already selected Haaland in their teams. So it's like they are not phased by his 14 million price tag. They just know that what he has done last season, they are expecting him to repeat the same. I would not say the 35, 36 goals what he has scored in the Premier League he will score again. But yes, again he's on mark to score that plus 20, 25 plus goals for City. And also, like Nilesh is mentioning that City has pretty easy fixture at the start. So Haaland is a must. And I would say yes, in the first 5 or 6 fixtures they only faced Newcastle in the top 5 teams in the
Yes.
last season, and rest they are only facing the bottom half teams. They usually stay at the bottom half or they are the newly promoted team. So with and also the first fixture again, it's a pretty easy one. They have a Burnley away.
Burnley away, yes.
Yeah, so they are also a promoted team, and company is also a new manager for the Premier League. So he will also has to get his team in terms of the Premier League and the situation everything. So I would say it will be an easy game for Pep and his team. Also, Pep is also making changes to his team, so we never know. But yes, at the start we know KDB, Grealish, everyone will start, and it will be a strong team to start with, to start
Yeah,
the Premier League season.
absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. So,
Similarly, for the other say striker issue, I would say the people what they will usually go with the 3-5-2 again formation maximum with the this because now I guess with 8.5 million, Bruno is looking at a must-have pick for the team because at 8.5 million price tag he's a pretty decent option again. Similarly, we have Saka at 8.5, and then we have other options like Odegaard at 8.5. So if people choose 2 or 3 8.5 midfielders, then they will definitely have one striker of 6.5, another will be of 7.5. Then the likes of Nkunku, I'm not sure whether he will be a hit or a miss, but still the people are, as per the Twitter, people are pretty much excited about the Nkunku and stuff because of Pochettino and everything. And he will be definitely be a, I would say, main striker for Chelsea. Similarly, for 7.5, there is another option we were checking. Is Wilson. Oh, sorry, Isaac.
no,
Isaac was
Isaac.
so
Isaac is 7.5,
yeah, so
yes.
Isaac was so good for Newcastle last time around. It was just because of the last in the because of Champions League qualification they were rotating the team. But I guess Isaac is definitely a must-have in the teams now, and Newcastle will definitely start with them. Similarly, Darwin price has come down to 7.5, and if his minutes are sorted, because with Klopp you never know whether he will start with Jota, Diaz, Gakpo, and Nunes. So he has 4 players for 2 positions. So you never know whether he will be starting or not. But if he starts and if he starts scoring, then he will be a great pick at 7.5. So
Yeah,
these 7.5
absolutely.
million, the range of 7.5 million strikers is pretty much interesting. So and then again the last striker which they can go with for 6.5, we have Visa because now Tony is not available. So Visa will definitely lead the line for Brentford, and at 6 he is a pretty much decent option. And then even Ferguson of Brighton, Then
Calvert Lewin also.
Calvert Lewin. So yeah, if he stays fit, Calvert Lewin is a great option in
I
the
was
if
I was going through football fantasy Twitter, and one of them already tweeted that by the time the game is live, Calvert Lewin will get another injury.
yeah.
so
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 it's very unreliable.
he's also
Very.
like a Marshall. He's like Marshall of Brighton.
He's
Sorry, he's a
Everton.
Marshall.
He's worse than
Everton. Sorry.
Martial. He's worse
Yeah.
than Martial.
Yeah. So we never know what happens with his injury and stuff. But yes, if he stays fit, he's definitely in the most of the teams. He will be there in the most of the teams.
So a 6.5 option, AVY, is Julian Alvarez worth looking for if he
Uh,
does get the starts. I'm not sure he'll start though, but
yes, that's the issue, but I don't think he will be starting the games. So last season also, what we saw was that Haaland was the main striker for them, and if he was coming on, he was coming on the bench after 70-75 minutes, coming from the bench. And also when the Champions League started, still Haaland was starting every game. Until and unless it was like in March, February, March, April, then when Pep started, Haaland was starting, but he started using Alvarez also after the World Cup. He started using Alvarez. So you never know what's there in the Pep's team, and also we have to look at how the squad is building for Pep because there are more departures coming for him. Like Bernardo, there are rumors he will leave. Then
Bernardo,
also
Mahrez, Walker,
Mahrez,
these three are the
Walker,
players that
yeah.
he's trying to offload. Yeah,
Yes. So we don't know whether he brings in some new player or he will concentrate on Foden on the right and Alvarez on the right and then Grealish on the left. So that we have to see, and then we have to make sure that if Alvarez is a good punt or
yeah,
not. But yes, he is a very good player. What we have seen when he played for City last season, and he was giving consistent points because he
yeah.
was scoring goals.
Correct. So coming to the defensive side of things, now there are two very interesting picks which a lot of FPL managers might be looking forward to, and that is the fullback duo of Chelsea, which is Reece James and Ben Chilwell. Both of them priced at 5.5, which is a steal with one big condition, provided that both of these players stay fit throughout the course of the season. We seen how injury plagued Reece James was last season, and Ben Chilwell also. However, you could give them the benefit of doubt that there was a lot of chaos in the Chelsea setup last year compared to this year. Now, this year it could be a very different story. Firstly, because Chelsea have offloaded a lot of players from their side, and also the fullback system, because with Pochettino, it seems like he's going to play four at the back. So another problem is that if he does play four at the back, then Reece James as a wing back option is a much more attractive choice than Reece James as a full back option. So, do you believe that either one or both of them are worth considering? Because we have Shaw at the same price range at 5.5. Then I think Shaw and Trippier are two defenders who are going to be in every FPL manager squad, if not everyone, at least most FPL manager squad. Then you have the question of whether you want to pick Alexander Arnold or Virgil van Dijk, because Van Dijk is priced at 6, which is not a bad price point for someone like Van Dijk. Then you have Robertson, who's at 6.5 again. So there are a lot of interesting defensive options. Then there is Estupinian, there's Dunk, there's Fabian Schär, there's Sven Botman. There are a lot of very good defensive options, not forgetting all the Arsenal players also. So, what are your thoughts?
So first of all, you mentioned about the Chelsea fullbacks again. If they are fit, if it's a
Yes,
big if.
it's a big if.
Even the chaotic setup of last season, still it was the injury which kept Reece James out and the Chilwell out. It was not that the managers didn't want them to play or they were playing at a different position. I can agree with the Chilwell, but not the Reece James. He was playing the right wing back. He was playing at the right back, so he was attacking whenever he started for Chelsea. But again, it was the injury which kept them out. Again, if they both are fit, and also I will have a look at the preseason also how they go about it. But Reece James can be definitely a good pick. Again, like you mentioned about the Trippier, so Trippier at 6.5, somewhat managers can keep him out. Though he will be at the start of the team, most of the team, but when Champions League will start, his minutes or something like that, it will definitely come down because of the rotation. Because Newcastle also has to play Champions League now, and it's after a long time, and their players are not used to it. And also I'm not seeing they have another right back, though they might sign, but again they don't. So the minutes of Trippier will definitely be suffered, and again with the price tag of 6.5, I am little off with Trippier, though he was a best scoring defender last season. But 5.5 to 6, his price is definitely increased, and it might put off because with the likes of Shaw, with the likes of Reece James, and with the likes of Botman at 4.5, and then we have there were a couple of 4 million defenders. Because if you want to have two premiums up front in your team in the midfield, Salah or Bruno or KDB, and also Haaland up front, then it will be a tough one to get that 8 million defender of Ta, and then you definitely have the 4.5 or the 5 million defender. You cannot have Shaw or Reece James. But if you want both Shaw and Reece James types of player in your team, Chilwell or Reece James and Shaw, then you definitely must have to think about the Star and the Trippier thing. So
Correct.
that's where we need to brainstorm, because it will be a tough choice now for the managers.
For me, I've already made a decision. So for me, I'm not going to have Trent, at least for the
Okay.
first 4 or 5 game weeks of the season. I'm not.
Mhm.
And as far as Salah is concerned, also, I think at this point it is better to invest on that huge number of 7.5 to 8 million, 8.5 million midfielders, so that you are able to spread your money throughout the midfield, because there are a lot of quality options there,
Yes, yes,
and it also gives you that extra buffer to spread on your strikers,
yes,
because there are the strikers who are 8 are the nailed on starters. The strikers who are 7.5, as of yet there is not much clarity for them. You'll have to wait until the preseason to see whether they are going to start or no. So that becomes a very dicey proposition. So it is better to spread your money in the midfield rather than putting all your eggs in the Salah basket. At least for the start, for me, that's my opinion. I don't know how the other managers would approach it. So now that you've spoken about quite a lot of things, so anyway, looking at the prices and then looking at the initial set of fixtures, at least for the first 4 or 5 game weeks, which players, according to you, are you seriously considering? Like, these players will be nailed on starters. I think you must have had a fair idea as of now, even though you have not prepared a draft. You must have had a fair idea as to which players are going to be uh, nailed on starters in your side. Who are the ones who you're keeping an eye on, or what exactly?
So first, like everyone would say, Haaland, because he will be definitely in my team at the start, and also
Correct.
this time I'm captain because I didn't captain him last time, and in the first few game weeks, and that's where the ranks shuffled across, because the points only different was the captain's one, because who made the Haaland captain were definitely on the top of the rankings for the current rest of the season also, and those who were not going with Haaland as a captain definitely suffered. But yes, Haaland. Then in the defenders, I would say Reece James again, because he is an exciting prospect attacking wise, and with fullback and with price at 5.5, he is definitely we I would want him in a team if he performs well in the preseason, and if also around his fitness. Then Shaw, because Shaw was very good for Manchester United last season, and his attacking prowess with with the Mount coming now in the United setup, and also with Rashford going into the flank, so this will be a great opportunity for Shaw also to go up front up front, I would say. Then Bruno Fernandes at 8.5 is definitely a good shout, because his price definitely decreased, and he with the numbers what he did last season at the end of the season, he was very good. So then I'm also thinking about Saka at 8.5. Saka or Martinelli, still I'm little, I'll depend on my, but Saka is more because he's on pens also. So because Martinelli is not on pens, Saka is definitely. Then these 5 players definitely I am thinking of as of now. Estupinan at 5, because he can be a punt. Estupinan and Botman. Botman at 4.5. Only thing problem with Botman is it doesn't provide that attacking returns,
Yes.
which Trippier and others can provide. So Estupinan, point 0.5 extra Estupinan can give me more attacking return than Botman at 4.5. And Brighton defense is also good with the new keeper coming up, because I don't think Steele will be a number one now, and there will be definitely a new keeper coming up. So might be their clean sheets also get increased.
For me, I think if one player I'm very interested is Mbomo. He's a
Okay.
6.5 million, and now that
I'm a
Tony is
midfielder.
not, yeah, and now that Tony isn't there, it is going to be a pretty certain conclusion that he's going to be on penalty duty also.
Yes.
So Mbomo is someone that I would have a look on. Then Haaland definitely in my side. Shaw and Trippier definitely going to make it. Bruno and Odegaard, I've already prepared a draft in which I've for now kept Verbruggen as my goalkeeper,
Okay.
the new Brighton
Yeah.
keeper. I have Saliba, Shaw, and Trippier as my first team defense. I'm going with the three. I'm going with a 3-4-3. So three defense, four mid, three strikers. My strikers right now are Haaland, Nunez, and Alvarez for now. I might change Alvarez. And my midfield is Mitoma, then Mitoma, Bruno, Odegaard, and one second.
Rashford.
No, not Rashford. Not Rashford for now. It is Bruno, Odegaard, Mitoma, and Embomo. Yeah,
Okay.
Embomo is the fourth defender. Yeah. So that's my lineup. So for now, and in my bench, I have Paqueta, I have Botman, and I have I have to see another defender. I'm not really sure, and I have Vicario as my bench keeper for now. So I know which players I have and which players are my backup options as of yet. So as the preseason starts for different teams, I'll have to keep a close eye on which players are playing where, at what position, and for how long exactly, as the preseason tours for different teams progress. So that is my strategy as of now.
I am also interested in one player of Aston Villa, which is Pau Torres. I am not able to see his pricing as of now because I guess he has not confirmed as of now by the
It's
Villa.
not, yeah, it's not
Yeah.
officially,
But
he's not
yes, I
officially announced by the club,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. So I am thinking his price will also be like 5 or 4.5 because Mings is 4.5. He will definitely be 4.5. So he can be an interesting option also in terms of for Aston Villa because Aston Villa under Emery was too good last season, and also
He's played under Emery at
yes,
Villarreal when Villarreal
yes,
was yeah.
yes, and because and also they are signing few decent options. They have signed Tielemans, and
Yes.
so that's why I guess this team can do good again this season.
Plus
So
they're
Pau
playing in the
Torres also.
conference, they're playing in the conference league as well.
Yes, so Pau Torres also I'm looking at this season. Alex Moreno, another fullback for Villa who was decent last season, very good I could say after second half, and
Yeah.
he was also he's available at 5. His price has increased to 1 million. So yeah, but Pau Torres is one I am looking at it. I am waiting for his pricing.
All right. So this were our first thoughts of the 23-24 season of the FPL. It is out for those. And before we end the stream, most of the rules are pretty much the same. The
Yeah,
deadline is 90 minutes before the first match of the game week. The same three chips are available. That's the free hit, the bench boost, and the triple captain. You have two wild cards which you can use, one before 30th of December, and then you get a new wild card at the start of the new year. So
yeah,
these are it's the same, not a lot of difference, not a lot of changes as far as the uh, basic rules of the game are concerned. So go ahead, do check the FPL website out for all those newcomers who want to play the game. Do subscribe, do like our video. We will be doing a lot of FPL content throughout the course of this season. As the weeks progress, we will be building up upon various teams. A lot of teams will start preseason from next week, so it will give us a much better idea as to which team will employ which particular players at what position, which will give us a much and which will give you and us a much better idea. So do subscribe to our channel, do like the video, do share this video to as many prospective FPL players as possible. Apart from that, do press the bell icon so that you're notified for every video that comes on the channel as well. Do follow us on our social media spaces on Instagram and Twitter. And always, we have an ever growing family on WhatsApp. We'd love to have you on board as well. I am AB Bhai, along with a lot of others. There are a lot of FPL players who are in the WhatsApp group. We will be having our own mini league as well, so we will be sharing details on that as well in due course. So do watch this space, and with this we come to an end of this video. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for all in the chat as well. We will see you soon with another video shortly. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and GG and you to all.
GGM.